Insecurity remains a major challenge across Nigeria, with violence continuing to disrupt daily life from the northeast to the northwest. Many Nigerians have criticized the Tinubu administration for slow implementation of security policies, allowing insurgents and kidnappers to strengthen their presence in various regions. While military funding has increased, many states still report inadequate weapons, trainings, and manpower. Coordination between security agencies remains challenging, with operations often fragmented. However, observers note some progress. The military has reclaimed territories from Boko Haram in northeast, and community policing initiatives like Amotekun have shown promise in improving local security cooperation in states like Lagos and Ekiti. Experts suggest Nigeria needs a more comprehensive approach, including stronger intelligence networks and addressing root causes like poverty and unemployment. Now, for my expert analysis of security situation in Nigeria, development consultant Opeyemi Alabi joins us now on Newsday. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Good afternoon. Now, let's start with your general analysis or overview of how security has been, or the state of insecurity under the Tinubu administration.
All right, thank you. Such a robust talking point. We have had a lot of scenarios play out in the past 2 years that we cannot even pinpoint which one we are going to start with. But we are going to look at the current ones that has happened over a few weeks, dating back 2 weeks or a week ago. We look at the situation that happened in Niger State. We look at the situation that happened in Kwara. We look at the situation that happened in Kebbi. What is most important to me is what the governor of Kebbi said yesterday. He said that an order came to the military personnel that are meant to secure that perimeter where the school is, where the children were abducted, 45 minutes before the abductions came. And then at the end of the day, these bandits eventually happened to operate for 2 hours non-stop before they were able to cut away with the children. So in Yoruba, there's a parlance called Amorobinyoyo. When you are looking at a situation where the people who are meant to ensure the security of people were recalled from a place before it was hit, then nobody needs to tell us that there's some level of complicity or complicitness, whichever one you want to put it, within the system. So the question now is, who is going to answer for this? So it's becoming a situation of like crime pays in Nigeria, because we are looking at situations day after day, week after week. This is happening on end, and there's no reasonable response from the leadership of this country. I've not even seen the president issue a press statement or even come out in public to say one or two things about this. We see governors trying to shut down schools in several states. We see governors talking about declaring statewide hunger strike called fasting. But at the end of the day, this would not solve the problem. We've put people in positions of authority. The first thing they're supposed to do is to secure and to safeguard the lives and the property of the nation. The nation is a group of people, it's not just a geographical boundary. In a situation where you cannot secure the lives and the properties of the people in the nation, then how can you grow economically? So it is time for the citizens of Nigeria to start asking questions from the people in power. What are you going to do about this? Enough of bantering over issues. Oh, before you know it, people will politicize this. Oh, it's an APC situation. It's a PDP situation. The lives that has been taken every day in this country are neither APC or PDP. They are human lives. So it is time for people to stop politicizing the situation that are going on and go back to the people that are in power and ask questions. Our taxpayers are paying these people's salaries. Your first job as a leader of any state or any nation is actually to safeguard the lives of the property. When that is happening en masse, and the president of America, like Donald Trump, is actually calling Nigeria a disgraced country, a country that has a president, a country that has a leader. I cannot imagine I be on the seat of any form of organization, not even a country, and another person who is not voted in or who is not a leader in that place calling my nation or my organization a disgrace. That's a slap on our face as a collective. So I believe that right now the people people need to start asking the leadership questions. What are you doing about these things? Because we are looking at situations where it's seeming as if the current administration is quite complicit with the current state of insecurity in this nation. You know, we have situations like the governor of Zamfara, Dauda Lawal, accusing the sitting minister of defense of complicitness in banditry. And nothing has been done about it. And then we just like to bury our head like the ostrich in the sand and just skirt around issues. Let's call out these guys. Listen, this and this is happening in this country. We are seeing some level of complicitness in this. What are we going to do about this? What are you going to do about this? And the people that are meant to answer for this should answer for this. Just a couple of weeks ago, we saw a gallant soldier in active service in the Navy, busy guarding the private property of an ex-serviceman. What an embarrassment. Where we have people that the Navy and the Army in total is even on demand. So we're even using gallant people to go and guard the private properties of ex-servicemen when they are needed en masse in the forefront of issues of insecurity. So, like I said, the people that are the consumers of the leadership aspect of our country are the nation, are the people, are the citizens. And if we do not make a demand for the administration to answer to us about the issues of insecurity, I can bet it with you nothing is going to happen. So I believe that the everything now goes back to the citizens. We need to start setting up forums all across the country to be holding onto account, but not only governors, senators, House of Rep members, local government chairmen that are being funded by our taxpayers' money. And then there's nothing we are seeing. We are not seeing economic growth, and now we're even seeing an issue of insecurity rapidly demarketing this nation. Which investor, either FDI or FPI, would want to come into this country to invest when you cannot even guarantee the safety of the life and properties of the investor or even his investment? So it is time for us to start doing something right. And I'm so happy that this is happening because in a democratic era, we are going into the next election cycle, which is in 2026. And this is happening in 2025. So I strongly believe that this is the hand of God, showing us that if this is the best this administration can provide, then maybe it is time for us to start galvanizing ourselves, put ourselves together, and then see how we can shift the leadership ruler, the leadership compass from these people we have entrusted our nation, our lives to the next set of people in the next electoral cycle. So thank you. That's what I have to say about that.
Indeed, Opeyemi. And if I may cast your mind back, several years ago, if you remember, a one-time Minister of Power was ruthlessly assassinated in his own home when the security details were diverted or they went out to go and eat or something, and he was killed right there in his home. Those who were supposed to be protecting him left a few minutes later. The assassins came in and he was killed. Now, this administration inherited a deluge of security problems from previous administrations, but that's not to excuse their own efforts so far regarding, tackling insecurity. But do you think this is a problem of political will to end insecurity once and for all? There's been more of talks, but we haven't actually seen action over time, not just now.
All right, thank you so much. You actually raised salient points. You talked about lack of political will. Not just about the lack of political will, but I think insecurity has become a booming business. Insecurity has become something that seems to be incentivized. Malamel Nasiru El-Rufai said on another channel, on another broadcast, I think yesterday, that Kaduna state government currently has paid over 1 billion to bandits. And that this money is actually coming from the Office of the National Security Advisor, ONSA. And if you remember a year ago or 2 years ago, where they are talking about a levy on electronic levy, on a fraudster electronic levy, something of that regard, that people will be paying when you transfer money so that it goes to the Office of the National Security Advisor to guarantee some level of safety in this country. So we are seeing a situation where the Office of the National Security Advisor is actually funding banditry. They are paying them money for peace talks. So what does that communicate? We are seeing a situation where Tompolo is the one manning our pipelines in this country. The collective patrimony is manned by civilians. So what are we trying to tell ourselves? That the military cannot do their job. What they can do is to guard private properties. So like I said, it's time for us to stop skirting around issues. We've been skirting around issues for a long time. Oh, maybe we could do this. Oh, maybe it's an issue of the past administration. Or maybe it's an issue of the current lack of political will. No, it's an issue of the people in power being complicit in insecurity in this country. It's an issue of people in power not wanting to do anything because probably, as General Olabi, a former general in the army, said, that they tracked the people that were funding banditry in this country and terrorism to the then Buhari government that was ushered in by Tinubu administration. That was ushered in by Tinubu himself, who said it himself that he was the one who brought Buhari in power, and now it is his turn. So it is time for us to confront these guys and speak truth to them and say, listen, you cannot keep doing this. Now, the ineptitude or lack of leadership skills in this administration is actually putting our democracy, it's putting our common patrimony, it's putting our democracy in a line of threat. It's putting our sovereignty in a line of threat. Just a few weeks ago, a coup was stalled in this country just because of lack of, like you said, political will to do the right thing. And now you look at another sovereign nation like USA threatening to invade Nigeria, not even having talks with the leaders, meaning that they don't even see our leaders as anything. And it doesn't speak well to us. So like I said, it is time for the citizens. We have 70% of people of the nation, of the population of this country lower than 30 years. What does that speak to you, sir? We are talking about Gen Zs. It is their time. Now we're looking at a situation where people below the age of 30 are over 70%. And I call upon everybody right away, because if you are not going to do something about this, a bad government not only takes 8 years out of your life, it ruins your destiny. How many parents today within the age of 60 and 70 can genuinely say that they are reaping the fruits of their labor? How many of them can genuinely say their children are doing well within the fabrics of this country? I will speak just a balance in Yoruba now. Even the ruiners of this country in the leadership sphere, how many of their children are actually functioning well in the society? How many of them have set up businesses that are thriving, that are at least Fortune 500 in the society? And so it is time for us, like I said, to stop skirting around issues and speak truth to power.
All right, indeed. Thank you so much for speaking truth to power. Opeyemi Alabi, development consultant. Thank you for lending your voice to this issue.